Welcome to GouldFish on Games and Budget Game Reviews. And today's subject for a cheap review is rod.land. And this is obviously the budget release by the Kicks logo here and this massive sticker that I've not been able to remove after all these years. And if we take a quick look at the back, we can see that all the text here are quotes from various reviews. There's absolutely no hint of what the game is about at all. Now, if we open it up, we find, well, I was going to say a manual, but it's just a bit of paper that has 3 languages and this massive bit at the back that tells us the other games you can get on the Kicks label. But I do like this because it does tell you the names of all the various baddies with some nice little hints about them and gives you the story so far. And we also get the game on a single floppy disk. And it made sure to cover every single Amiga platform under the sun that was out at the time. So let's boot this up and give it a go. The game absolutely starts as it means to go on, with some incredibly catchy music and some very cutesy graphics. But all this hides a dark centre. As it turns out, your mother is captured, and it's up to her daughters, Tam and Rit, to go and save her. This is the definition of an arcade platformer, as that is where it came from, as this is a near enough perfect port from the arcades. Your goal is to take out all the bad guys in the level, and to help you in this task, you are given 2 bits of equipment. The rods of Shishinomo, which allows you to grab enemies and then whomp them on the ground, or just give them a little tickle if they're a bit too far away. And the rainbow shoes, which allows you to spawn a ladder in almost every situation. Thankfully, the rod isn't the only weapon in the game, as when you take out a baddie, they will drop a randomised item. Now, some of them are more useful than others, but if you do manage to take out a baddie with it, they will drop an extra points token, which was very important for an arcade game. And I have to point out the transitions, as I love the fact they go up when you're inside the tower, and it goes sideways when you're trying to reach it. There are 2 other extra states that the baddies can enter. The first is when you collect all the flowers in a level, which will trigger extra mode and turn all the baddies into these red turnips, and when you kill them now, they will drop letters. And if you manage to spell out the word extra, then the letters will fly around the screen and you'll be greeted by the Well-Endowed Fairy, who will give you an extra life. Even without this bonus, turning them into the turnips can be a good idea, as they tend to be a lot less aggressive than some of the later baddies. And the other state happens if you wait around too long, as the baddies will turn into the blue meanies. These are faster and more aggressive, but thankfully if they do kill you, they will just vanish and you can go on to the next level. Though I will say it's not the preferred way to continue in the game, because as we've seen, getting lives takes a bit of effort. Some of the baddies even get new abilities, such as the Spuds, who can now multiply, which is great if you love potatoes, but they'll very quickly take over a level and then track you down, as these are some killer Spuds. And it's not just these small critters that you have to worry about, oh no, this is an arcade game after all, so every 10 levels there has to be a boss fight, and these are all suitably animal based. We start off with a range of crocodiles, a mama whale, or at least I'm guessing it's a mother whale, as it keeps spawning lots of little whales to attack you, which really doesn't seem like the best parenting technique I've ever seen. And obviously an elephant on a trapeze, who spits out baby elephants at you to try and attack you, which again, that seems a little wrong. And while the basics of the levels pretty much remains the same, they do get a few additions to spice things up, such as the balloons, which will carry you or enemies up the screen, but you can also pop them with your wand. And these doors that allow you to jump around the level very quickly, and can be great to get the drop on some of the more difficult baddies. And did I mention, some of those baddies can fly? Yep, and they're pretty evil when they do so as well. But you know what would help you with all those baddies? A friend. And if it was possible to have one round, I would show you what it was like to play it 2-player. Instead, you're seeing me trying to play 2 people at the same time. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I do love me a bit of co-op gaming, and because of its arcade roots, this one is particularly good. This is an absolutely amazing arcade conversion, and in some ways might even be better than the arcade original. It's absolutely smooth and fast to play, it looks amazing, and it sounds even better. It is one of the classics. And after you work through 40 levels of increasing difficulty, but interesting baddies and even more interesting power-ups, we get to come face to face with the big bad. Wait, did I say big bad? I mean the little bad. Look at him, he's so cute. He can't be that difficult, can he? Well, it turns out that isn't even his final form. That's right, he has not 1, but 2 transformations. And unlike the arcade, in the Amiga version, they will not drop any bad guys that will give you power-ups. Instead, you just have to use the wand to take him down. And if you've been paying attention, yes, I'm cheating here. But if I was in the arcade, you can bet I would have just kept pumping money into it until I finished it. And there we have my budget review of rod.land for the Amiga. A game full of interesting characters, absolutely wacky but cutesy baddie design, and some really interesting power-ups. If you've not played this game, you really should, and if you can get a mate around to play as well, it's even better. So until next time, I was the GouldFish, that is a boss that just likes to pummel you, and this was GouldFish on Games. Thank you for watching this budget game review, I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got memories of this game, good or bad, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. And if you really enjoyed the video, then there's buttons below that you know what to do with. Or if you're not sure yet, then there's 2 other videos on screen that you can check out right now.